Welcome back to West of Loathing. This is Weeza. We have a long way to go to find the necromancer. We need to start collecting some El Vibrato for the professor, and also start doing a couple things that we haven't actually explored yet. One thing is to use my binoculars. I'm going to see if we can, yep, we can use them right here. I did do a little bit of a read ahead to see like a general direction in which we can go. And I also found out what I was looking for specifically is if we use the train station, if we can come back here. I was assuming that whenever we finished the initial like tutorial section, you couldn't go back to it. At least that's what it says. I don't know. I didn't look into that too far, but yes, we actually can. So there's some things that we need to do for the railroad station to unlock it and everything else. And we'll do that eventually. But there's quite a lot of stuff that we still need to do in this general area. So let's go ahead and look out the window. Nice view from up here. You scan the horizon, but don't see anything. Well, okay, that was fun. Let's see. I'm gonna try this a couple times. Well, nice. Okay, that was exciting. One thing that I specifically looked for was how to unlock this dude. And looking out the window with your binoculars is one of the ways to possibly do that, or just wander around, which I am happy to do because that's actually quite funny. But let's not forget, the circus is in town. So I'm going to wander around just a little bit to see if we can unlock anything. And then we're gonna head up here to the circus because we unlocked that at the, I guess, middle of the end of the last episode. So we're gonna check that out. But one thing I need to do though, as far as I can tell, is turn this thing on. The professor mentioned this and I never turned it on. Let me see. Yeah, it calls out El Vibrato machinery. Yes, turn it on. You slide your finger down the central track like the professor showed you. The transponder goes dark. Oh, I just turned it off. It was already on. Okay, well, let's turn it back on. Okay, it's still creepy. Yeah, because that's supposed to like give random events whenever you start wandering. But yeah, let's go ahead and do some wandering and see if we can find something. You notice trails of burnt vegetation on the side of the trail, which can only mean one thing. A hellcat is grazing nearby. Let's track it down. Oh, wow, his HP is pretty... Oh, it's a juvenile. Okay, so no wonder it's low HP. So I'm going to go ahead and attack it. It should knock it out. Pressing the key. Yep. Okay, you got an item of cow's blood, brass bull ring, 33 meat, and some leather. Sweet. Okay, we're going to wander one more time. Off to one side of the trail, you see a covered wagon and a small family of settlers who look upset. You folks okay? We were on our way to Dirtwater, but our wagon went and broke down on us. That's rough. You're liable to get attacked by bandits out here, or snakes, or coyotes, or ghosts, or other things that basically live exclusively on stranded travelers. Isn't there something you can do to help us? I want to see if Susie can fix the wagon. Susie, you know about wagons and stuff. Think you could fix it? Reckon. Susie crawls under the wagon and pokes around for a moment, then reappears and chucks a dead rat over her shoulder. Rat in your carburetor. She'll be fine now. Oh, thank you so much. Nice. I had no idea wagons had carburetors. The things you learn when you're wandering. Okay, we're doing this one more time. You notice a smoldering hole in the ground and recognize it as a habitat of the southern western coal snake. They keep to themselves mostly, but they're also known to enjoy a fight if it's thrust upon them. Well, let's thrust it upon him. This guy's large. He's got little HP. Let's go ahead and tag him. Yep. Victory, of course. Okay, got a snake liver and a coal snake skin. Nice. I'm going to keep wandering a couple times. A skeleton approaches you in that jittery stop motion way that skeletons do. Judging by its hat, it appears to be a skeleton of a Beanslinger. You remember the classic saying, old Beanslingers die like normal people, but sometimes they keep walking around and casting spells at you afterward. Okay, let's go ahead and give this guy a fight. See if we can... Yep, he's definitely jittery. Yeah, this, I guess I leveled up quite a bit because my attacks are significantly higher than they used to be. What is this? A yodel. Oh, vampiric yodel. Still HP from an enemy. Okay. Yeah, I forgot that I did that before. Well, let's go ahead and attack this dude. Get it on with. Here we go. Upgrade to glamour. Get a skeleton bone and some bean-stained pants. Oh, that's cool. Now I've got another pair of pants. Let's see if these pants are going to be worth anything. Yeah, okay. I think these are obviously they're intended for Beanslingers, so I'm going to go ahead and wear these for a while. It's +3 spell damage, which is good. It's hard to put beans on the inside without getting beans on the outside. At least it was for whoever's pants these were. Excellent. Got some dirty pants. Here we go. Finally, I went ahead and wandered one more time. Your El Vibrato transponder starts beeping. You follow it to a small outcropping of El Vibrato ruins in a nearby creek bed. Poke around. Okay, we got some three scraps and a punch card. Cool. Yeah, I have no idea what these items do yet. I didn't read ahead that much. Okay, your booze alerts you to the presence of a rock. Confused, you move the rock. And sure enough, there's a bottle of booze behind it. You get some cheap tequila. You were afraid for a second that your booze sense had been replaced with some kind of rock sense. Good news. Okay, See what else, if we can find some more vibrato. As you're riding along, you see some braided fuses sticking out of a nearby rock. Investigating it more closely, you see that somebody drilled a hole in the rock and inserted a bunch of dynamite, but apparently lost interest and wandered away without setting it off. Or maybe they were just out of matches. Take the dynamite. Okie doke. Okay, we're gonna do this one more time and then we're gonna head up to the circus. 15 times the charm, I guess. As you turn a corner, you come face to face with 3 bandits pushing a large barrel marked TNT down the trail. The 4 of you stare at each other for a moment, unsure of how to deal with this potentially violent happenstance. Let's try to outfox. Inquire about the TNT. Howdy there, fellas. Fine looking barrel of TNT you got there. Appears a bit elderly, though. What of it? Well, when TNT gets old, the nitroglycerin starts to sweat out of it. So I'd recommend you get to your destination as quick as you can. Maybe take a shortcut over that rocky and bumpy trail over there. The bandits shrug and start rolling the barrel off in that direction. After a couple minutes, you hear a loud boom. 30 XP. Sweet. That's funny. Okay, let's head up to the circus. We might encounter something on the way. And we have. You see a wagon broken down on the side of the road. Well, if we're being honest, it's getting attacked by horrible monsters is probably more likely what happened than a simple mechanical failure. You dismount and investigate. Most of the easy pickings have predictably already been picked. Easily. But there's still a safe in there that was presumably too heavy for the scavengers to move. I still don't have safe cracking. Okay, well, one of these days. I guess I need to read that book again. This is a little weird. You didn't expect to find a circus all the way out here. There's basically nobody around for miles. There's a rodeo clown manning a ticket booth. Well, there hasn't actually been a rodeo since the cows came home, so I guess he's just a clown. Ugh, clowns. I hear you. Them fellas put me right off my feed. They're so creepy. When I was little, my uncle would give me nightmares with old stories about them. Oh, sure. You mean the old tales about demon cows and demon clowns fighting down in hell? Yeah, and like how rodeo clowns dress up like that before the first rodeos were reenactments of those battles and it became a traditional thing. I remember them stories from whenever I was young myself. I ain't thought about that in decades. Don't be fouling your britches, though. These clowns is just fellas in makeup. Yeah, I know. Still creepy, though. As you approach, the clown puts on a basically cheerful facial expression that retail employees use when the last thing they want to deal with is a customer, but they're not allowed to say so. Welcome to Barnaby Bob's perfectly normal traveling circus sideshow, sir. How can I help you? Oh, that's hilarious. Got an option to run away with the circus. I'm going to see what it says. I'd like to run away with the circus, please. Aren't you a little old for that? Sorry, we aren't hiring. Darn. Okay. I'd like to see the circus, please. Well, you came to the right place, but if you want to get inside, you'll need a ticket. And presumably you can sell me one? Well, certainly. That's my job. For you, sir, a ticket will cost 5,000 meat. Say what? Does it seem a bit high? I promise you, sir, at this price, it's a real steal. Well, you've got that right. Why is it so expensive? Well, now, this is no podunk little traveling circus. We've got rides, games, food, and an amazing demonstration of knife-throwing skill by none other than Barnaby Bob himself. Tell me more about this Barnaby Bob. Oh, the boss is a real master of knives, let me tell you. He does this amazing stunt where he gets a volunteer from the audience up on the stage and then throws knives at him. He never misses his target. Did you leave out the part where he puts an apple on their head or something? What? Oh, right, sure. Tell me more about the rides. Well, I suppose I'd say ride. But we haven't had a single grizzly merry-go-round accident since we stopped turning it on. Tell me more about the games. Oh, we've got tons of them. Does 3 count as tons? 3 is more like some. We've got some of them. Tell me more about the food. We've got your favorite. Popped corn, sarsaparilla, with the fancy new bottle caps. And get this, did you hear about the new thing a fellow invented? Cotton candy? Yeah, I think I might have. Well, it's still patented, but we're pretty sure we figured out how to make it. Mostly. More or less. You aren't doing a very good job on selling me on this. Why, whatever do you mean? Attempt to outfox him. First, you ask for an outrageous sum of meat, and then you describe your circus in terms that make it sound distinctly cut rate. Well now, if you really expect me to pay that much, you'd be doing your best to make it sound like a more magical paradise. On the other hand, if it really is as chintzy as you describe it, you'd be asking for a price cheap enough to overcome the poor word of mouth. Which leads me to my conclusion, that for some reason, you don't actually want to sell me a ticket. The clown starts to look nervous. Now, let's not jump to conclusions, friend. I'm just pulling your leg a bit, clowning around like we do. It's all good fun. So the actual price is 500 meat. I could buy half a horse for that. Yeah, no kidding. Sure, but what are you going to do with half a horse? The circus is much more interesting. Let me think about it. I don't really know if I want to get rid of 500 meat to go in here. Let's go ahead and enter. All right, it costs 500 meat. Let me just stamp your hand for re-entry. There you go. Enjoy the show. What about my partner? Partners get in free. Well, thank goodness. So let's just say we paid $250 each. That'll work. As you enter the circus, the ticket booth clown shouts, Welcome to Barnaby Bob's perfectly normal traveling circus sideshow, sir. In a loud, enthusiastic voice. You stroll into the circus. Actually, I guess it's more of a carnival, but let's not split hairs. And find it entirely deserted. There aren't more than a dozen other patrons besides yourself. There are a bunch of clowns around, working at the booths and so on. More clowns than customers, which is a little unsettling, but at least the lines won't be very long. The merry-go-round has a dirty canvas tarp over it. The sign says, condemned until further notice. We encourage anyone suffering from horse bites to consult a doctor. Okay, I'm just gonna go all the way down to the right and see what's going on here. Okay, there's nothing interesting back that way. Check the guy selling balloons. There's a clown here selling rubber toy balloons. When he sees he has your attention, he smiles and waggles the balloons at you enticingly. Howdy there, fella. Interested in a toy balloon? How do you make them float like that? Well, there's nothing to it. Heck, they all float around here. Ho ho. Of course. How much are they? For you, just 30 meat. What colors do you have? We'll just take a look. Red. They're all red. I'll take one. Why not? All right, we got a balloon. Anything else I can do for you? Can you tell me more about your circus? Really, it's more of a carnival, but let's not split hairs. What would you like to know? Why is everyone working here a clown? Oh, it's traditional. When the, what do you call them? Rodeos stopped putting on rodeos. The rodeo clowns took on other jobs at the circuses and carnivals. Over the years, it just became the more normal thing for carnies to be clowns. It's a community, you might say. Ho ho! This place you set up is kind of out of the way. What are your plans? Haven't decided yet. That's why we set down somewhere a bit more rural. Keeps things relatively quiet while we scout around and get the lay of the land and all. Ho ho! Where'd you travel from? Was your previous stop interesting? Oh, northwestish. It was a little hole in the ground kind of place. You wouldn't have heard of it. Who's this Barnaby Bob guy? Oh, the boss is a real famous showman. Though I'm not surprised you wouldn't have heard of him around here. Got an eye like a hawk, and he's a real whiz with those knives of his. Don't miss his show. It's a real highlight of the carnival. See you around, clown. Cotton candy, calls the clown behind the food stand, and then makes a wheeut noise with the slide whistle. Okay, come try this just invented confectionery delight. The clown blows his slide whistle again as you approach. Wheeut. There's no way I'm ever gonna make that noise correctly anyway. Step right up, fella. Step up and try one of the world's newest candy sensations. What is it? Cotton candy. The finest, in several senses of the word. Sponge sugar created through a revolutionary new process. It's so light and sweet and fluffy. It's like eating buttery dreams and kitten wishes. So it's actually made of cotton? What? No. Cotton is indigestible, no matter how much chocolate you cover it with. Found out the hard way, did you? How do you make it? He pats a metal box with a wide funnel coming out of the top. This little machine right here. Can't tell you how it works, much as I'd like to brag. It's a trade secret. You invented it? Not as such. A couple dentists down south were the first ones. Dentists? Go figure. But after hearing about it, I managed to figure out how it works. Made a few improvements with my design too. Now I'm really curious. Sorry, fella. These secrets in this box are for nobody's eyes but my own. I'll be happy to sell you some cotton candy though. How much does it cost? 300 meat. My God. I don't even have enough to play around in this place. What does it do? Cold drinks, calls the clown from behind the food stand. Ice cold sarsaparilla in bottles. Howdy, sir. Care to treat yourself to an ice cold soft drink? You said you're selling them in bottles. That's right. Got the newfangled crown cork bottles and all. Do you make the drinks yourself? If you're asking if we have a wagon dedicated to brewing and bottling 3 different kinds of sodas in our traveling carnival, no. We stock up as we pass through large towns. Oh, what kinds do you have? I've got root beer, ginger beer, and sarsaparilla. How about iced tea? Nope. Grapefruit? Nope. Cherry? Nope. Lemonade? Nope. Strawberry? Nope. What kinds do you have again? Root beer, ginger beer, sarsaparilla. How much are they? 205 meat. 205? It's for the deposit of the bottle. Ugh, jeez. I mean, yeah, I guess I could be spending money on this stuff, but we'll see how that goes by the time we leave. Red Hots, calls the clown behind this food stand. Red Hots, footlongs, 2 kinds of mustard. There's also a small sign that says lost and found. The clown grins and gestures at the little charcoal girl behind him. Howdy, sir. Interested in a foot-long sausage? What are they made of? What do you mean? They're pork. What else do you make sausage out of? I was wondering if you had a vegetarian option. Mister, this is a carnival, not an herbivore. You've been saving that one up, haven't you? For years. Thank you, sir. How much are they? 250 meat with your choice of condiment. What are the condiments? I got onions, pickles, relish, 3 kinds of mustard, and 2 kinds of ketchup. What kinds of mustard? Brown, yellow, and blue. Blue? Blue mustard? Looks like I'm out of the blue. Sorry. 2 kinds of ketchup. Yep, both ketchup and catsup. I'm gonna go ahead and buy one of these. Why not? Thank you kindly, sir. Here you are. Help yourself to condiments. I got a clown sausage. Okay, guess we can't do anything with condiments. That's the reason why I ended up buying that. Okay, the clown sausage increases moxie by 3 for the rest of the day. Was that really worth it? Well, I'm not really sure if I need to buy anything else, so let's just go ahead and buy everything here. Let's see. Let's go get the soft drink. Yep, buy one of these. Awesome. Let's see, root beer, ginger beer, or sarsaparilla. I'm gonna go with sarsaparilla. Thanks. How much were those things? I don't think I have enough to buy one of each of everything just to see what they do. Oh, sarsaparilla increases moxie by 3 for the day. Okay, excellent. Let's get some cotton candy for 300. Jeez, that stuff's ridiculously expensive. The clown puts down the slide whistle. The clown puts down his slide whistle on the counter, ducks underneath, and comes back with a paper cone, which he holds in the mouth of the metal box. He pulls down a lever, and the machine makes a thin, squealing sound as glittering white spun sugar collects around the paper cone in a fluffy cloud. Here you go. Enjoy. Okay, we got some cotton candy. Hooray. And that increases speed. We've got 626 left. I don't even know if we can afford to do anything else in this damn place. Okay, there's another ticket selling things to the slideshow. Let's play this game. Let's see. This appears to be a shooting gallery type carnival game. Take a closer look. Howdy there, fella. What we have here is a game for sharp eyes and quick reflexes, which does not count for me. Hope you won't take it as an insult if I suggest one of the other games might be more your speed, but you're welcome to try your luck just the same. What's the game? Well, on the wall behind me, I've got a bunch of thick-skinned, underinflated balloons. For 10 meat, I'll loan you a cheap and accurate pistol and a pile of badly made ammunition, and your goal is to pop as many of the balloons as you can before the pistol stops working. That's an unusually honest-sounding description. I've discovered making the challenge sound exactly as difficult as it is makes people more determined to be one of the one who beats it. What's the prize? A ticket to Barnaby Bob's stage show, which is otherwise sold out. So it's a rare catch, my friend. Okay, let's just try it. Okay, he hands me a quick pistol. Well, I guess I could have... Well, even if I would have drank the bottles of stuff, I don't think I would have gotten 20 moxie, but let's shoot from the hip with 10 moxie. You shoot at the balloons until the pistol jams. You manage to pop a few, but not very many. The clown nods. Yep, that's about average. Not enough to win the prize, though. Sorry. Dang it. Well, let's see what we got in our inventory to see what our moxie currently is 17. Oh, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and drink the sarsaparilla. It increases our moxie by 3. So we drink a bottle of sarsaparilla, whatever. Let's try this one more time. 10 shot. Now we can shoot like the wind with 20 moxie. I'm wondering if we're going to have 30 moxie to do this correctly. That would suck. You take careful aim and pop off rounds and balloons for as long as you can hold the gun together. Hey, not bad. Not bad at all. Not enough balloons for our grand prize, but it's still worth a little something. He gives you a little toy stuffed cat. The small plush kitten we just received gives us +3 pistol attack damage, and it goes in our offhand. Well, I've just gone through my inventory, and I don't have enough to even get up to level 30 for moxie, so we're going to keep on and see what happens. The next booth appears to be some kind of card-based carnival game, though it's not clear how it works. Step right up, fella. Step right up. If I might say so, sir, you've the look of an intelligent and learned individual about you, and I happen to have a game here to put those faculties to the test. What's the game? The simplest guessing game imaginable. I've got a standard deck of playing cards here. I'll show you all the faces, and then I turn them back over and start picking cards. You guess what cards I pick, and you win. You don't shuffle them? No, sir. If you can memorize a deck of cards that fast, more power to you. Or if you've got the touch of magic in you, and you want to try reading my mind, that's fine too. Just don't dig too deep, hey? What's the prize? A ticket to Barnaby Bob's stage show, which is otherwise sold out. Okay, recognizing a pattern here. Let's see what this next one is. Test your might. This appears to be one of the test your strength games where you have to use a big hammer and to ring a bell. Well, howdy there, fella. There's a game of challenge of strength, and I hope you don't mind me saying, but you might prefer one of the other games. If you care to try your luck, though, I certainly won't stop you. Okay, so obviously there's 3 different games for the different types of, character you're end up building, so I guess this middle one is better suited for my type of character build. Let's see if we can do this. You carefully scan the deck of cards as the clown spreads it out in front of you, and then he turns them over in sweeping flourish. Ready? So it looks like, I'm assuming that we're going to have a maxed out version of any of these things, so I would need 30 mysticality to get this perfect, but I only have 20 at the moment, so let's give it a whole lot. The clown starts picking cards out of the deck and holding them up with the backs to you. You manage to guess about 2/3 of them. Say, that's not bad, but not enough to win the grand prize, but you deserve something for your effort, my friend. He gives you a little toy stuffed owl. Okay, let's see. What is our mysticality currently? It is 28, so we need 2 more for this. That's surely we've got something for that. Let's see here. I think one of our rings or whatever something we can do to do this. Yeah, this is 2 mysticality. Nope, can't change the ring. Okay, anyway, I ended up changing my offhand to the brass sensor, which gives us more mysticality. So now we've got, I think, 31. Okay, let's try this one more time. Now we've given it our all. The clown starts picking cards out of the deck and holding them up with their backs to you. You rattle off their names as fast as he can pick them up. He seems genuinely impressed. That, sir, is remarkable as to be practically frightening. Looks like we have a winner. Okay, we got the circus show ticket. The show will be starting soon. Don't miss it. Well, okay, that's good. There's a fellow down here. Let's go talk to him. There's a kid here searching around with a sad look on his face. I lost my lucky bottle cap. You haven't seen it, have you? No, but I'll keep an eye out. What does it look like? It's shiny still, and it's on a little chain. Okay, I'll keep an eye out. There's another clown selling balloons. There's a clown here selling rubber toy balloons. Oddly, he looks exactly like the other one, though I guess it's hard to tell really with all the makeup and all. Weren't you on the other side of the midway just now? Ho ho, nope. That's the other balloon guy. We just dress alike and use the same face paint. Did we fool you? He grins and gives you a big exaggerated wink. I see. Well, all right. I don't think that there's anything else unless I missed something. Let me walk right back through before we go to the main stage. Yeah, we haven't gone to the sideshow. Okay. Howdy, fella. Could I interest you in the wondrous and mysterious delights of the sideshow? What all do you have in there? Secrets, mysteries, things too weird and disturbing to be witnessed by the light of day. Freaks? Not just freaks. Gosh. How much does it cost? For you, 300 meat. And for everyone else, 300 meat. Okay, fine. Whatever. Obviously, we're going to go broke at the damn circus, which is true to form, quite frankly. You won't be disappointed. And in the event you are disappointed, no refunds. Thanks. The sideshow tent is very large and packed with weird things to look at, like all good sideshows are. A few lanterns are hanging from the ceiling, casting flickering shadows around and making everything look more eerie. A clown is hanging out in here. Presumably, they keep an eye on the exhibits. He grins and nods at you as you enter. Come in. Take your time. Have a good look around. Just remember, no touching. Okay, let's look around. Here we are. I guess this is how we enter. Okay, we entered right here. These shelves are full of jars, and jars are filled with things. Real weird-looking things. You lean a little closer to inspect the jars. They mostly contain malformed and mutated animals pickling in formaldehyde. A 3-headed kitten, some kind of ferret or weasel with 8 legs, a twisted Mobius loop of a snake without a head or tail, weird, crazy stuff. One shelf seems devoted to huge, gross, pale grubs, like fat, featureless white worms the size of a sweet potato. The one on the end is larger than the others and has shiny black eyes. Someone has painted its face up, a parody of a clown makeup. Yuck. Take a closer look. The pasty white face has been painted with the little blue triangles over and under the eyes. The creature has a long, thin slash of a mouth as well, and the area around it has been painted with bright red lipstick. The blue eyes flash red as the thing suddenly thrashes in the jar, spinning to face you and stretching its mouth open, revealing rows of yellow shark teeth. You stumble back with a cry of shock. Ha ha! Got you pretty good there, buddy. What is that? It ain't a real critter. It's made of rubber and clay and doll parts and such. Got an electromagnet under the shelf to move it. He takes a little push button gizmo out of his pocket to show you. Should have seen your face. You about jumped right out of your boots. Okay, moving on to the next shelf. You see several shelves full of white eggs, each one painted with a unique pattern of colorful shapes. A small placard pinned to one of the shelves says, "Clown eggs." In the circus community, it is traditional for each clown to paint their own chosen makeup pattern onto the eggshell. These clown eggs are archived for future reference to ensure that no one chooses a pattern that has already been used. It is considered extremely taboo to wear another clown's face. These must be the eggs for the clowns that work in the circus. You recognize a few of them, like the clown here in the sideshow tent and the ticket seller clown out front. Say, wait a minute. Here's the egg for that balloon selling clown. Didn't he tell me there's another clown wearing the same makeup? According to this sign, that seems unlikely. Hey, step back, please. No touching. Sorry, I'll leave the shelf. I'm gonna go back and see if there's something else if I inspect it again. Nope. Okay. Based on his attitude, uniquely combining attentiveness and extreme boredom, you assume this clown's job is to keep an eye on the sideshow exhibits. Howdy, fella. Welcome to the sideshow. Thanks. What's to see in here? Well, down to the left, we have our collection of spooky warped mirrors. Right here, we have the exhibit of clown eggs and pickled punks. And further down to the right is our freak show. Feel free to explore, and I'll be here if you got any questions. I have a question. What can you tell me about the eggs? That's a traditional clown thing. There's a placard there next to him, explains in detail. Don't get too close, please. They're fragile. What are these things in the jars? That's what we in the business call pickled punks. A menagerie of strange and twisted creatures, such as you've never before seen the like. Captured and preserved and on display for your entertainment and edification. That's how the boss says it. Are they real? As real as they come? This looks to be one of those weird bent mirrors that make you look all crazy, as if there wasn't enough crazy looking stuff around here already. Your reflection in the mirror is short and squatted, folded up like an accordion. You spend a moment moving back and forth in front of the mirror, seeing how the image changes. It's kind of amusing. This mirror makes you look really stretched out and thin. Your limbs twist and writhe like snakes as you move around. It's a bit unsettling and your muscles ache a little, sympathetically. Gah! This mirror shows you somehow what you'd look like in clown makeup. Bloodshot eyes stare back at you from a pasty white face painted with an old pattern of red triangles. In the flickering lantern light, it almost looks like he winks at you. Move. You look at the mirror again and the clown you is still staring. Very slowly, his mouth opens into a wide grin, revealing multiple rows of yellow, pointed, shark-like teeth. Not wanting to keep looking but unwilling to turn your back on it, you slowly sidle away until it's no longer visible. Swallowing hard, you approach the mirror again. It's empty. Not only is the clown you gone, you don't show a reflection at all. Well, that's interesting. We've now turned into a vampire. Okay, let's check out the freaks. This guy's a startling sight. Even for a circus freak show, his entire head is one enormous eyeball. As you look over him, he stares back at you. Not that he's got much choice. Hello, I'm Howdy. No response. How's it going? Can you talk? Guess not. You move a little to the side and lean over the rope to get a closer look at the guy. He's basically just what he seems to be at the first glance. A guy with a giant eyeball for a head. You do notice two things though. First, he has an odd lump at the, well, what would you call the base of his skull, if he had one? A sort of a crumpled, fleshy mass the size of a fist. With a squint and some imagination, it almost looks like the crushed and shriveled vestigial remains of a human head. The second thing you notice is the ankles are locked to the legs of the stool, and the legs of the stool are bolted to the floor. Do you blink or wink, I guess? I guess not. So, this circus gig, how do you like it? His hands slowly curl into fists and the knuckles turn white with tension. I see, or understand, I mean. Okay, well, see you around. You walk up to the next man. This man is neatly dressed, though his suit is threadbare and out of fashion. He's smoking a pipe and leafing through a magazine. When you stop to look at him, he nods amicably. Hello there, welcome to the sideshow. My name is Douglas. Hi, I'm Howdy. Delighted to meet you. So, well, are you perhaps trying to think of a polite way to ask what's wrong with me? Yeah, you got me. Don't worry, Howdy. I am in a sideshow after all. It is an obvious and natural question. Wait a minute. You said that last bit without moving your lips. Are you a ventriloquist? Not at all. Allow me to demonstrate. He stands up and turns around. His back is the same as his front. That is, his suit has been tailored with two front sides, with his hair cut and parted appropriately. Ta-da! As he sits back down, his knees and other joints crack and pop loudly as they reverse themselves. Douglas winces slightly, though certainly not as much as you'd expect. What in the... Surprising, yes? A bit, yeah. How is that even possible? Douglas shrugs and holds up his pipe to the now back of his head so his other face can take a puff. Are you, what's the phrase, Siamese twins? Not exactly. It's difficult to describe, I'm afraid. Two minds in one body with two faces? It would be closer to the truth to say two instances of the same mind, with, as you say, two faces. You're right, that doesn't make any sense at all. The other face chuckles and Douglas holds his magazine behind his back. It took some getting used to, that much is quite certain. Your knees must be a wreck. Surgery was necessary to permit them to bend in both directions. It sounds worse than it feels, I assure you. Were you born like this? I would rather not discuss how I came to be this way, if you don't mind. Okay, so sorry. No apology necessary. Why are you in a sideshow? With a regular suit and haircut, you could easily pass for normal. I have a contract. Out of the corner of the eye, you see a clown making a gesture, but you didn't catch what it was. Douglas clears his throat. Plus, well, it's quite the life, you know. Free room and board, travel the world, and you meet such interesting people. Talk to you later, Douglas. There's a lady here with her head sticking out of a hole in a large metal box. She nods politely at you. Hello there, enjoying the carnival? Well, it's interesting. She smiles slightly. Yes, I'm sure it is. Can I ask you something? Certainly. What's your name? I'm Janet. And you? I'm Howdy. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Howdy. Why are you in a box? That's a rather personal question, isn't it? Oh, sorry. I'm only teasing, dear. Would you like to see inside? Sure. Janet whistles to signal the clown, and he moseys over. He unlocks the door on the front of the box and throws it open with a theatrical flourish. Inside, instead of Janet's body, you see a tangled, complicated assortment of glass tubes and pipes, ticking clockwork gears and pumps. Liquids of various colors, mostly red, slosh through the tubes. A large bellows near the top inflates, then begins to slowly deflate. What do you think? It's some kind of magic trick, right? You're folded up behind a mirror in there somewhere. No trick. The clown chuckles and walks around to the back of the box. He opens a hatch and waves at you through it, then saunters back to the place by the shelves. It's amazing. I've never seen anything like it. Well, I'll take that as a compliment. It's certainly educational, I imagine. The larger tank on the left is my stomach if you'd like to see what I've had for lunch today. Examine her workings. You watch the various liquids slosh around in their tanks and pipes for a minute. Weird, gross, but it is indeed educational. You got the perk. Anatomical learning. How did this happen? Were you in some kind of terrible accident? I'm sorry, but I can't talk about that. Of course, sorry. It must be a painful memory. Her calmly composed face creases into a very slight grimace as she shoots a sidelong glance at the clown. Yes. Well, it was very nice to meet you. Good luck, Howdy. Well, all right. That was an interesting little experience. We're going to head over to the main stage. This extremely muscular clown seems to be guarding the entrance of some sort of stage. The clown crosses his arms and grunts when you approach. The stage show ain't till later. When? Later. But when exactly? Later. Okay, geez. Well, that's fun. Well, this has been a ride experience. Let me see if we can find that bottle cap. I'm going to talk to this clown again, actually. Earlier, you told me there was another clown with the same face paint. That's right, the other balloon seller. Except, I looked at the clown eggs displayed in the sideshow. There's only one egg with that pattern. And it's supposedly taboo for a clown to use another clown's face paint. Say, you're real sharp. Better watch out you don't cut yourself. Ooh. So what's the deal? You're right, there's just me. I'll walk around the midway and sell balloons at both ends. When people ask, I like to have a little fun with them. So you're not actually following me around? Why would I need to do that? You aren't dangerous or anything, right? Right. Anything else I could do for you? Can you tell me more about the circus? Okay, this is just a repeat. Never mind. See you around, clown. Well, this has been a very expensive experience. It's the best way I could put it. Just like going into any other circus. Okay, let's see if we can get back in here. Okay. Still says I can't go in there. Yep, same thing. Awesome. I'm gonna play this card game again. We'll see if we can. See if we get something else out of it. Okay, still 10 meat. Yep. Let's go ahead and give it our all. Okay, obviously we win again. I see you've already got a ticket to Barnaby Bob's sideshow, and those are only limited to one per person. Let me give you our other grand prize. He hands me a large, reasonably well-made plush owl. Large plush owl. Okay, it goes in our offhand. +4 mysticality and +4 spell damage. That's actually pretty damn good. Sweet. Better than what we got. Well, that was nice. There's no way for we have anything on us to get our muscle or moxie up to level 30, so meh. I guess we're done here. I'm gonna talk to Susie before we leave. They got quite a hoopla going on here. No kidding, I guess the word gets around. Yeah, entertainment's in a real premium in this neck of the woods. Yep. Want a balloon? Nah. Suit yourself. Well, excellent. That was exciting. Well, we can come and go to the circus as we need. Oh, look at this. It's a northern clown wart. We don't have enough for foraging to collect that, which is unfortunate. So let's go somewhere else, anywhere else at this point. We're gonna wander our way back. You catch something out of the corner of your eye, a horseshoe rolling down the hill towards you. It stops at the edge of a trail and falls over with a small thump. Hey, someone calls out. You look up and see two figures at the top of the hill about 100 yards away. Would you mind bringing that back? The man yells. We're playing horseshoes. Well, I can't do anything because I don't have enough muscle. Okay, leave it. Whatever. That was exciting. I know there was a safe around here somewhere, or a lockbox or something. I know we got them all from Fort Alldead, but yeah, I have no idea. Let's see. Let's go over to Butterfield Ranch. There was something over there. You hear a rattling noise behind you, another rattling noise off to your left, and a third rattling noise somewhere else. You conclude that you've either stumbled into a nest of babies or a nest of rattlers. A quick glance confirmed that it's the latter. Not unexpectedly, really. This is no place for babies. Let's fight them. This shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, we can actually use my cold, and it does 36 damage to all of the enemies, and they should all be taken out in one thing. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and do that. Awesome. Okay, we got a snake venom bladder and a rattlesnake skin. Excellent. Let's check out what those things do. Okay, the rattlesnake skin gives 3 muscle, and the venom bladder can be used once in combat, and it poisons target for 5. Nice. Yeah, I came over here to see if we've missed anything. Can we use this outhouse now? Well, no, we can't use anything with the outhouse. That's unfortunate. Don't have anything to churn. Oh, this is where we were leveling up. That's right. I'm gonna go ahead and fight him one more time just for fun. I'm gonna release my bean. Go ahead and attack them all for cold damage. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and knock them all out. Yeah, it doesn't look, they're attacking me, but I'm not taking any damage at all. Nice. Yeah, let's just get done with this. Perfect. Yada, yada, yada. And we got the same thing. Magneto Geode, Brass Bull Ring, and Infernal Soul Fragment. Cool. Can we go in the barn? The barn door's locked. Requires lock picking level 2. Wow, this is exciting. Well, let's head over to the railroad camp. See if we can progress this any. You find a flyer for a dynamite store up north. It's charred around the edges like it got blown here by an explosion. You mark the address on your map. Let's just go there now. Why not? This is a great scene. Well, let's talk to Dynamite Dan. Oh, well, this is cool. A year's supply of dynamite, $5,000. Contains enough dynamite for a whole year. Well, I'd hope so for $5 grand. Do we even have dynamite? I think we do. Go ahead and buy some more though. Yeah, I have 7 of them already. Nah, we're good. Well, that was exciting. Let's go, meditation. Hit the Duster Trail. Now let's go to the railroad camp. Okay, we hit something else. You spot an astonishingly large horse apple in the distance. You are literally astonished by the size of it. It is very large. Well, okay, let's go to the Big Apple. As you reach the center of the clearing, you are simultaneously struck with a profound awe and a terrible stench as you discover the largest road apple you've ever seen. You can't imagine how this got here. Was it a giant horse? Was it 200 normal sized horses acting collaboratively? They should have sent a poet. Okay, we're just looking at a large mound of horse dung. It doesn't smell any better up close. Clean it up. I'm gonna use the shovel. Yep, keep digging. Keep digging, keep digging, keep digging. I'm just gonna keep digging. You make a little dent in it. I'm just gonna keep digging. Why not? Okay, almost done. Well, at least we get some XP out of that. That was nice. And we get some music to go with it. Sweet. I can now say the horse patty is lost. I guess that was it. Okay, meditation. Can we finally get over to the railroad camp? Maybe. I'm sure we'll hit something before we get there. Yeah, we did. You encounter a bandit who doesn't look very bandit-like due to the lab coat and slide ruler holster. Fortunately, she's also wearing a standard black bandit hat. Otherwise, you might not have been able to tell. All right, Buster, this is a stick-up. Hand over your meat. You don't seem to have a gun. How about I just punch you out and leave instead? I'd like to see you try, because I've invented an anti-punching ring, and that would help me test it. Well, let's examine the ring. An anti-punching ring? How interesting. May I have a look? Are you using a positive matrix force field? Positive matrix? No, it's sigma field derived. Sigma? Oh no, that won't do at all. It'll soak some kinetic force, sure, but as soon as things get heavy, that's gonna overheat and burn your finger off. Oh geez, really? I hadn't thought of that. Back to the drawing board, I guess. She tosses the ring and turns it to leave. Okay, now we've got a ring of moderate unpunchability. Now we've made it to the railroad station. How aptly named, Manifest Destiny Railroad Company. Nice. Okay, let's just waddle along here, see what's up. The old coal shark. Yep, the good old steam hippopotamus. There's a guy sleeping here. This guy should never be put in charge of the switch. He's too busy playing with his watch to get any work done. Ask him where he got it. So that's a nice watch. Where'd you get it? I bought this from a gal that runs a store down south from here. Named Button Willow. Button Willow Mick something. Oh yeah, I know the store. Yep, real nice store. Real nice watch. He goes back to fiddling with his watch. Well, that was fun. She's not getting much track laid, but she's an expert whistler. Yeah, I would say so. I can't whistle worth a shit. You approach a beleaguered looking man with tiny glasses. Howdy there. Who's in charge of this outfit? If I'm being charitable, I'd say that fellow over there in the white hat is the foreman. He points to the man next to a huge pile of rocks. And if you're not being charitable, he smiles. Then I'd say that paper-backed idiot over there in that absurd white hat is the fellow you're looking for. Alrighty, thanks. Oh, Jesus. He is absurd looking. Hi, are you in charge? I was wondering if there was anything I can do to help. You want to know something? I love trains. Oh? Ever since I was a little boy, huge, magnificent, roaring iron beasts. They were all magical to me, like dragons. When the opportunity arose to take on management of this rail line, I jumped on it like a shot. And you know what I learned? What's that? Organizing and building and running one of these operations is the most amazing pain in the ass you will ever imagine. You want to help? Congratulations, you're the new foreman. I'm going home to play with my models. Swell. I don't get the hat? Ah, what an ass. I guess I'm the boss now. The man looks you up and down. Well now, I suppose you can't be any worse than that last clown. He extends his hand. Name's Smee. I'm your assistant. What's the situation? Well, I'm sure you didn't miss seeing this giant pile of rocks blocking our path. The surveyor says that there isn't another suitable mountain pass, so we couldn't reroute around it even if we had the month that it would take. Any ideas? Well, by my calculations, we could dynamite it clear without too much trouble. Problem is, it'd take a lot of dynamite. A whole year's worth. Oh, geez. We used to keep that much on hand for emergencies just such as this one, but a pack of goblins stole it all. Sneaky little varmints. All right, I'll get it back from you. Glad to hear it. The goblins are holed up over at Gustafson Gulch. It's a real rough place. You might want to spend some time getting the lay of the land and honing your fighting skills before you head that way, especially if you plan to go in guns blazing. We don't need that specific dynamite though. Any you can lay your hands on would be fine, so as long as there's enough of it. I'll look into it. Let me just see how much dynamite it actually is going to take. Okay, it's probably going to have to be that year supply. Yeah, no problem. Well, I said we should run over there and check out what that's going to look like. Off to the Gustafson Gulch, and on the way, the transponder starts insisting that you head into a labyrinthine network of box canyons. Deep within the boxiest of the canyon, you find a box of El Vibrato stuff. Open it. Okay, 3 more scraps and another punch card. Excellent. Okay, this guy looks a little chubby. Oh, he's a goblin, never mind. A fancily dressed goblin steps forward. Aloligli, plont ulali. The goblin seems friendly, but blocks your entry into the gulch. Well, let's see if we can fight him. Okay, 55 hit points. That's not too big of a deal. No, I'll just hit him with 1 fire and be done with it. Bam! You've reduced that top-hatted goblin to a pile of very fancy mushrooms. The gulch is your oyster now. Gulch oysters. That sounds terrible. Let's see what's in here before we check anything out specifically. Is it just a bunch of, what is this stuff? Huts? I don't know. That one actually goes into the side of the wall, it looks like. I don't know. Okay, we get some barrel cactus, beer. Well, let's start from left to right, see what happens. And there's a lot of these huts. This might take a minute. Actually, before we do this, I think we should go check out the professor's house and go activate that machine. Okay, before we get there, a nearby hissing sound alerts you to the presence of a snake, or at least something that sounds like a snake, which turns out to be a goblin cooking flapjacks on a flat and baking hot rock. The grayish batter sizzling as the goblin pours out some more, and then they look up and give you a surprised look. Blah, 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 blah. Let's try to communicate with this dude. You and the goblin gesture back and forth futilely. All you get is that they're making flapjacks, which you can already tell just by looking. Let's attack the goblin, why not? Oh, he's got a spatula. Hopefully we can get the spatula. Yeah, cast the hot spell and be done with it. Cool. Oh, I got the spatula. And some flapjacks. Sweet. Well, that's fun. Well, all right here. Let's go and talk to the professor, see if we can get this machine working again. Because I believe we have 6 scrap metal now. Can we flush the toilet again? Nope. Good to see you again. Have you got those 5 piles of scrap yet? Yep, got them right here. He ambles over to a strange contraption in the corner of the room and begins to tinker. Great, let me, okay, yeah, this'll do the trick. Let me just get this running and then you'll be able to grab a keystone from it. To take another 5 scrap for each one you need. Are you familiar with the Lost Dutch Oven Mine? Grim place, but that's where I found the chassis for the fabricator. Wedged behind an unusual pile of rocks. Seems like a good place to start hunting. Okay, we found a new Dutch oven mine. Sweet. Okay, let's fabricate a key. Okay, we got the Alvarado keystone. Admittedly, I don't remember what this thing is for. Oh, it just opens locks. Okay, fair enough. So I'm going through my inventory, just checking some stuff out because I've acquired quite a bit of things and I just keep forgetting what the hell they are. So I hovered over the charred locket and I can examine it and unlock it, hopefully, with the lockpick. Yeah. Oh, get a picture of Mary Stearns to go with her diary. A faded Daguerreotype type of a little girl. The name Mary is written on the back. It's a photograph of a serious-looking little girl. On the back is written Mary Stearns, Thanksgiving, 1894. Sad. Okay, now that we've got something else to do, let's go over to the Lost Dutch Oven Mine. I'd rather continue to do stuff in this immediate area than, start progressing over to the west of the mountains. Got some gin blossoms here. I'm hoping to find some books so I can, increase harvesting or gathering or whatever it is. Okay, what is this? The stench here is barely tolerable. Wondering if I'm gonna have to have my flowers for the stench reduction. These lockers are all unlabeled and unlocked. Loot them. Okay, you got an itemiter's pants, gas mask. Could have used this 5 minutes ago. Oh yeah, at least we got one now. Okay, let's see here. On the table, the miners must have eaten down here to avoid the stench upstairs. Grab what's left. We got some jellied escargot and sugar guns. Oh, this is cool. These are little gun-shaped candies made with real gunpowder. Okay. Increases range damage by 3 for the rest of the day. Pretty cool. Oh my God, another spittoon. I don't know what kind of tobacco these miners are chewing, but it must be extra corrosive because this brass spittoon has a hole eaten through the bottom and dark stains underneath it where the spit leaked out. Although oddly, it doesn't seem to be leaking now, and it's half full. Ugh. I guess the miners plugged the hole with something. Inspect it. It's a spittoon. It's disgusting. You can practically see the stink lines coming off of it. Come on, let's not do this. Gotta do it. We gotta do it. Oh, geez. Fine, okay. You crouch down and take a careful look at the filthy spittoon. The inside is blackened with years' worth of stains. The death broth inside has a rainbow sheen like a parking lot oil spill. And occasionally, a little bubble pops off the surface. You can actually feel a slight warmth radiating off of it whenever a dire chemical reaction is taking place there. You realize You're holding your breath. Not deliberately, but from the human body's natural instinct for self-preservation. Inhale. Oh, geez. Really? Imagine someone made a big pot of chili con carne and left it under the porch. 3 rats crawl into the pot, eat half of the chili, and then die. A week later, a family of cockroaches takes up residence among the writhing maggots. The cockroaches smoke thick black cigars, which they light with tufts of burning human hair. That is what it smells like. Jesus, really? Ugh. Fortunately for you, the rainbow-colored film on the surface of the liquid coats your hand as you plunge it into the toxic stew, keeping it from being immediately dissolved down to the bone. The smell intensifies, and your stomach prepares to hose the poisons off of your arm with a high-pressure stream of vomit. Your fingers touch something at the bottom of the spittoon. Better pull it out fast while you still have something to pull it with. Okay, I have to admit that reading that, I almost gagged a little. My stomach started churning like, oh my God, I might vomit on this microphone. You pull the world's most disgusting pair of pants out of this. What? Sorry. You pull the world's most disgusting pair of pants out of the spittoon and jump back as the whole of the spittoon's bottom, now unplugged, begins to leak steaming filth. Congratulations, you are now the proud owner of the worst object I've ever been paid to think about, narrowly defeating a leather bondage harness made from the skin of a clown. What the hell? We've got spit-soaked pants. Oh, geez. It's just freaking disgusting. Let's see if we can put them on. Ah, well, these pants look and smell like they were used to line the bottom of a leaky spittoon, and there's a very good reason for that. Okay, they're not actually something that we're looking for, which is a good thing. Let's see. Let's cry bar open this. Yeah, we've got the dynamite and spiked coffee. Empty. Oh, well. Okay, we need to go get some oil to fix the elevator mechanism. That's cool. Well, it looks like we need to continue this another time. So if I'm not mistaken, that store that we found somewhere. Okay, we're going to go over to Button Willow's store. I think she had oil. I think. Let's find out. Hello, miss. Oh, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and buy 2 of these. Damn, I forgot about the advanced beancraft. We need to come back and get that too. Disposable binoculars. Oh, we don't have a hammer. I imagine we're going to need one of those soon. How many needles do we have? We have 4. Okay, I bought just 1 extra one. Okay, let's go back to the mine. Okay, on the way, we find an abandoned crate with Fort Alldead stenciled on the side. Maybe the shippers decided it wasn't worth the effort, considering. Let's open it up. Get an incendiary bullet and some smelting salts. Sweet. All right, let's try this again. There was something else that required oil before, and I can't remember what it was. Okay, let's oil this elevator and see what we can do. Right on down. Okay, here we go. To the lower floor. You emerge from the elevator into a deeper shaft. By the light of your lantern, you see exposed meat veins on nearly every surface. It's unusual that there would be this much readily available meat left in a working mine. What are they digging for if not this? Curious. Wow, this is a lot. Okay. What the hell? Okay. We'll talk to him in just a minute. A broken pickaxe. Looks like a miner died trying to dig deeper with their hands. Okay. Interesting. Was this one of the miners' digging helmets? Shovels, dulled and useless. Let's talk to this guy. This guy is totally out of it. He's gibbering and drooling and doesn't seem to even see you. Try to talk to him. Okay, yep. You wave your hand in front of his face, but he doesn't react at all. Okay, let's go ahead and mine all this stuff. Oh, we got a mines planning bonus. Oh, that's because of the mines planning bonus. Never mind. Excellent. Just gonna go ahead and get all these real quick. Just giving us some cash, a little bit of experience. Okay, I think there was a ladder back here. We can possibly go farther down. I don't think there's anything else we can do with this stuff. I'm not getting any options to interact with it. Awesome. Let's go farther. More bones. The finger bones are all splintered. Ooh, jeez. The hair on the back of your neck stands up. There are still some little bits of fingernail in the gouges. Your heart is pounding. This guy seems to have gnawed off his own hands before he died. You have to get out of this pit right now. This gem is pretty, but it smells terrible. Let's extract it. We got an effluvious emerald. What does that do? It sells for 500 meat. If this gem is half as valuable as it is pungent, you're in the money. And you should probably wash your hands before you spend it. Nice. This guy worked his fingers to the bone digging, and then worked his bones to the marrow. These blood scratches are just painted on. And blood. You have to get out of this pit. The gouge marks are dark with blood. As you near the rocks, the voices in your head begin screaming too loud to ignore. You have to get out of this pit right now. Fine. I don't want to. Maybe I can't follow simple directions. It's like I'm missing something in here. And we haven't actually found anything other than the emerald. Let's see if this guy's going to say anything now. Nope, nothing. Okay, well, I definitely think I'm missing something in here, but... Well, I walked back through the lower portion that we have access to and hovered over everything. I can't see anything else that I can do in here. So let's go. Yeah, all these carts are empty. The only thing we had down here was the spittoon, that box, and this set of lockers that didn't give us anything worth a damn. Yeah, I'm looking at the gas mask, and it's actually, it gives 15% stench resistance like our bouquet of flowers does, but it removes muscle mysticality and moxie all by -3, which kind of sucks. The miner's pants, you can't wear these if you're over 18 feet tall because they'd be way too small for you. That's plus armor, and that's it. Everything else is, yeah, doesn't do anything. Well, I guess we're going to head back to town, sell some of this stuff, and see what else we can do. I really don't want to progress with the railroad camp just yet. Okay, our boost sense alerts us to the presence of more cheap tequila. Yeah, walking through town just to see if I don't know, any new characters or whatever else, but I might have to sleep. I'm really trying to prevent that as well because of all of the upgrades that I currently have, because I have quite a few of them. That's one of the reasons why I'm so OP right now. Wait a minute, that guy was just saying something about a spatula, and I got a spatula from that guy earlier. Oh, the Gulch Goblin spatula. Spell damage. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we can do because we haven't progressed the day yet. Well, all right. I think this is a good place for us to stop today. If we end up getting into anything new, it's going to end up taking too long, and this video is already going to be long enough, I would imagine. But anyway, we're going to continue this, of course. And until next time, thanks so much for joining me today, and we will see you in the next one.